My military career started in 2003. I joined the U.S. Army Infantry. I deployed in 2005. I took a sniper round to the right shoulder, basically in the first month that I was there. Really rough first tour. Lots of bad stuff. Lots of explosions, IEDs, vehicle-borne IEDs, soldiers' deaths. Lots of bad stuff. Started noticing some changes in my demeanor after I got back. Very angry all the time, sleepless nights, nightmares.
From that alleyway!
Basically I thought that if I got through my second deployment that I would be okay. When I came back from Iraq the second time and the anger didn't go away, the nightmares didn't go away, they actually started to get worse. Stuff started falling apart at that point. But I'm basically started researching one night, in the middle of the night, service dogs. And I started narrowing my scope, and I kept coming back to Warrior's Best Friend.
So Warrior's Best Friend is a nonprofit, and we train service dogs for post 9/11 veterans who suffer from post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, or MST, which is military sexual trauma. So we take our dogs from shelters, mainly we work with Great Plains. We train our dogs up for about 6 to 8 months, depending on the dog and what challenges they bring to the table. And then obviously when we have the right veteran to place them with. And then after those 8 months, the veteran comes and stays here for 9 days. I train with the veterans how to work with their dogs, and then at the end they get to graduate, and it's just kind of a cycle. Bosco came from Great Plains SPCA, and he actually came from the Miriam campus.
We came across Bosco driving around on outreach in KCK last winter. He was hobbling around in the middle of the street. When we first saw Bosco, he was limping, pretty underweight. We thought he'd possibly been hit by a car. We really weren't sure what was going on with him. We had to help him out, and we pulled over the van, stopped traffic, and began to lure him to us with some food. He was pretty hesitant at first, but just within a few minutes we were able to get him close enough to be able to leash him and put him in the van. We brought Bosco to the Great Plains SPCA Veterinary Care Center, where he was examined by the vet and cleared. No injuries were found, probably just snow in his foot causing him to limp. And from there he went through the process of being put up for adoption. Little did we know how much his life was actually going to change.
We adopted Bosco. He went through training here. We learned about his story, which is very heartbreaking, and he definitely needed somebody that was going to be able to be with him at all times, but it's something that we tried to work with him on while he was in training. I would say that it was about 6 months in, we had been approached by Corey. He went through the process that went really quickly, getting everything filled out and turned in, and then we met.
When Corey first got here, he was just loving on Bosco. He baby talked him, which is not something that you usually see in these military men, but he just loved his dog to death. I would say it probably took maybe 4 to 5 days and he was locked on to Corey. As time goes on, I see in the long run how much these dogs impact these veterans' lives, and it makes me feel better because I know they're getting great homes and you're basically saving 2 lives.
I might have gone through programs differently had I had the emotional support of Bosco. He takes me to another level of functionality. I think that having them come from shelters is the only way that you should go. You're taking two broken pieces and trying to make it into a whole.
Our service dogs spend 100% of their time with their handler. So there could literally be no better outcome for Bosco, to be with somebody that loves him so much and is so loyal and dependent, upon him and needs him.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing that our life-saving support helped Bosco to be able to provide that for somebody else in need.
I'm hopefully giving him the life that he should have always had. And he's given me back the life that I hoped I would always have.